All right, guys, we got another episode of Red Card Radio coming at you tonight. But before we get started tonight, Sean has something he wants to say.
We being the goofy, moronic Americans that host a podcast on English football normally try to stay in our lane. And we will continue to do so tonight, hopefully to help distract you from the terrible events that are occurring in Eastern Europe. But before we do so, we would like to express our deepest sorrow for the people of Ukraine and the people of Russia that will now be forced to experience the loss of loved ones. We felt it necessary to at least express our hearts in this, especially in regards to how it intersects with the sports we cover. It was the elephant in the room that we could not ignore. So with that being said, how it intersects with what we cover, of course, we talk Formula One around here. I'm not wearing it. Formula One, the Russian Grand Prix was canceled. No word if it's going to be replaced. Nikita Mazepin, there was a meeting held today in talks of if he would be removed as a driver, simply for being Russian. He is allowed to stay, but he cannot he cannot race under the Russian banner, which basically means, for those who don't watch Formula One, he can't have the Russian flag next to his name on the leaderboard. And he also, if he happens to make a podium, the Russian national anthem will not be played.
It's essentially the same thing that happens with the Olympics.
Yes.
Yeah.
So the chess tournament was moved out of Russia. India seems to be the leader in the clubhouse for that. On the soccer front, this was a long one, so brace yourself. Champions League final was moved out of St. Petersburg. It will not be held in St. Petersburg, Florida. It will be moved to Paris, Parc des Princes, I believe it's called, the PSG stadium. Spartak Moscow was removed from the Euro competition. Russia is removed from the World Cup playoff, which they were in with 3 other teams that refused to play them. So they will be removed. No word yet if they're going to be replaced or if whoever they were playing is just basically getting a bye. The women's team, while we're on the national team front, the women's team is also not allowed to play in their Euro competition upcoming as it stands currently. Schalke have dropped longtime sponsor Gazprom as their kit sponsor, which is a Russian state-run gas company. So the big one, the other elephant in the room, Chelsea owner Roman Abramovich, well-known Russian oligarch, oil tycoon, has stepped away as CEO of Chelsea, has left it in the hands of trustees, and is now listening to offers, which is not the same as he'll take the offers, just that he is listening. So no word yet on that front. This is all a transient situation, so we're providing the information as we get it. All that being said, I need to take a deep breath, and this is Red Card Radio.
Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, whenever you're listening from. Thanks for tuning in. Red Card Radio is a weekly look at the Premier League from 3 friends who support different clubs. My name is James. I support Arsenal. With me tonight is Brad. He supports Chelsea. And down below is Sean. He supports Tottenham Hotspurs. Gentlemen, got quite a lot to talk about. We got some football that was played. Of course, we're gonna dive into some of those Russia situations that intersect with football. But yeah, how's everyone feeling tonight about their football team?
Feel the same I did last weekend.
Okay, Brad, how do you feel?
I feel like we're still the best team in Europe and the best team in the world.
Okay.
It's not the best team in the League Cup, huh?
Can't win the Mickey Mouse Cup though, right?
I mean, at least we're still in other cups. We made it to the final.
Oh, wow.
All right.
Hey, that's acceptable for you to say, Sean. Weird for Chelsea to say.
But yeah, so what we've got coming at you guys tonight. Of course, we've got we're going to hit some of those comments that you guys had for us last week. We will talk about all the matches that were played in the EPL and the FA Cup in the League Cup final. And then we will look forward to next week. We've got a full slate of Premier League matches, all 10 coming at you this weekend, match week 28. And then I think next week starts the Champions League next round, or like the second legs of the round of 16 start next Tuesday. So a week from now. But yeah, So that's what we got coming at you tonight. We're gonna dive right in and hit these comments to begin with. So a couple ones. Brad's on this tip about if Norwich and Fulham decide to do the swapperoo again this year with promotion and relegation, he wants them to both just get taken out of the football pyramid and put into their own league. Is that Sean?
Sean, that's 100% Sean.
My bad. I apologize.
No.
Okay, Brad, I'm sorry.
I'm out of here.
I'm here for the business plan of going up and
That's
down.
right. That's right. That's
what I'm here for.
Sean wants to yank them out of the football pyramid.
I want them out of here.
Okay, that's right. Okay, so Joel came out. He did some research for us over last week, and he was he asked us. He said, have you guys seen the Norwich City versus Fulham history in terms of like how frequent they play, things like that? He pulled up a chart for us, but it's almost always either a draw or a loss for Norwich. They almost never beat Fulham. Norwich City almost always lose to Fulham. So the last, he sent us a picture of a laundry list of games that go back into the 70s. But Norwich beat Fulham once in May of 2015, and then they hadn't beat them since 1986. Wow. So between 1986 and 2022, they have beaten them 2 times, and they have played. Just looking at this, it's probably like 20 times. So Fulham definitely owns that rivalry. If we're gonna say it's a rivalry, I don't think it actually is a rivalry, but we at Red Card Radio have created it to be a rivalry. So yeah,
let's put it this way: Mitrovic is putting more goals past Tim Krul, and then Jimmy's putting goals past Sedberry versus Sean.
No.
Well, yeah, Jimmy's gonna have 100% conversion rate.
No, Mitrovic will probably have 105%. I don't know how he'll get that 5%. The away match rules.
So, Red Card Radio listeners, Brad does not have a degree in math. He, I
took Sean math as one of my classes in college.
It's math for not math majors. So, yeah. But yeah, so that was actually an interesting point, Joel. I really appreciate that tidbit. Josh had a funny comment about Everton. So we all know that Everton have not been playing well, and we'll talk about Everton this week because they got
shafted.
They got a bad rub this week. But his hot take this week is it would be beneficial for Everton to get relegated. He thinks that it would be good for the club's identity. Now Jimmy did respond to that. Jimmy's our Liverpool fan. He's not a big fan of that idea. He wants Everton to stay up because he likes Merseyside.
Josh said that he's a Liverpool fan on his first comment.
No,
right?
Josh is an Everton fan.
Oh, an Everton fan.
Yeah, he's an Everton fan.
And of course, Jimmy wants him to stay up. That's a free 6 points every season.
Like 2 years ago, Everton
big old 6-pointer.
Like 2 years ago, Everton won at Anfield. So
yeah, that's when everybody was winning at Anfield.
Yeah, true. They hadn't lost in like 40 games at Anfield, and then they lost like 6 in a row or something like that. It was insane.
That was ridiculous.
But yeah, I'll say this. And I did respond to Jimmy's comment. I'm not going to be cut up if Spurs get relegated and there's no North London derby for a year. It's not going to make me upset.
I think we'd celebrate. I think Sean would celebrate too, because that's a trophy, right, Sean? Does championship count as a trophy? On the Audi Cup scale, where would it be?
Oh, it's way
above. We're not getting relegated.
It's way above. All right. Into our Jimmy came with the fire this week. He had all kinds of comments. So Jimmy was listening, and he was, I guess, live commenting while he was doing this because he called out the Conference League connection before he heard Brad say it about how if you win the Carabao Cup, the League Cup, you get automatic admittance to the Conference League. So hats off, congratulations to Liverpool Football Club. They now have a berth into Europe next year. They don't have to worry they can stop playing in the Premier League, just sit out because they're into the Conference League because they beat Chelsea in the League Cup. So yeah, Liverpool, just take the rest of the season off. It's done. Dusted. You guys are in Europe.
Can we pause right there for a
Sure.
second for a little story time?
Of course.
So I for those listeners who watch on YouTube, I do partake in a natural light while we record. I don't do the liquors. So watching this game at a local establishment,
I'm curious where this is going.
oh yeah, so there's a handful of Liverpool supporters. Guy's got a who's their Harvey Elliott jersey.
Yep.
I know this dude's a fan. Like right away.
Yeah.
Dude's got a Harvey Elliott jersey. He knows what he's talking about.
With the 67 on the back? Oh, yeah.
Yes. Oh yeah. Yeah, he's not. He don't have a Gerard jersey or anything. Oh. So we're chatting it up. Dude knows his stuff. They do an Irish car bomb because Kelleher is in goal, and I was like, why don't they put in Allison just in case like they're doing for Kepa? And he was like, no. Klopp said this is Kelleher's competition. Like he's gonna let him play it out. So when it came down to kicks, goalkeeper versus keeper, I said out loud, you know what? If Kelleher bangs this then blocks it or he misses, I'll do an Irish car bomb with you because Kelleher's with he's Irish. I'll do an Irish car bomb, thinking no way in hell that's gonna happen. And then sure enough, I looked at Brittany. I was like, I gotta do an Irish car bomb right now, don't I? And she was like, yep, you do. So
I think
there you go.
I think it's a little bit of poetic, as we're going to be on a tangent right now about the League Cup. I think it's a little bit of poetic justice that I think this is all on Tuchel, because the League Cup has been Kepa's tournament all season. The FA Cup has been Kepa's tournament all season, hasn't it? He's been the cup keeper, essentially, right?
I believe so, yes. But some of it was when...
Well, hold on. Kepa has certainly been the League Cup keeper. It's possible that Mendy's been playing in the FA Cup, but Kepa's been the League Cup keeper for sure. And the fact that Tuchel dropped him for the final and brought him in with a minute and a half left in extra time to do penalties, this is on Tuchel. 100% on Tuchel.
So that's... And the reason being is it's all data-driven. It was a data-driven decision that if it works, you are the hero. If it doesn't work, you're the idiot that took the European world champion and African champion out of the net for penalties.
Is Kepa really that much better of a penalty stopper than Mendy? Mendy's huge.
He's just a lot taller.
They're like the same size.
Mendy's bigger. I think Mendy's bigger, but the data says Kepa is better in penalties. He's actually he has the most saves in penalty shootouts for Chelsea of all time.
Well, I mean, his percentage just went down drastically because he let 11 straight in. So,
yeah.
But yeah.
Maybe next time it's Mendy coming in.
I don't know where in Jimmy's comments we were. His first one. Okay, so let me keep going. Regarding the West Brom comment, because we were talking about who we want to see up, and Jimmy chose West Brom. It's because he has an uncle that chose to support West Brom to rub Jimmy the wrong way. And so that should be more reason for you not to want West Brom to come up, Jimmy. I'm just saying. Brad, you got this next one, right? Because you asked us a trivia question last week. What was that trivia question, Brad?
I did. I asked who have been the teams to do the league double over City.
All right, and who were the three that we seeded to everybody that we just were like, these are the ones you guys are going to know? Clearly it was Chelsea.
Chelsea, of course, because it's me.
Clearly Spurs, because they did it this year.
Yep. And United.
Manchester United. And then the question was, who is the fourth team?
Correct.
James guessed Arsenal because I'm a homer and I had no idea. I was wrong. Jimmy guessed the Wolves. The Wolverhampton Wolves. Brad, was Jimmy correct?
He was. Great job, Jimmy. Great job on that trivia. I like how he admitted that it wasn't Liverpool.
Congratulations, Jimmy. You've won yourself a slap on the back. So give yourself a good pat on the back. You've earned it.
You've earned a Red Card Radio mug with the name Sean on it. You could have mine.
Oh, that's funny.
I'll just cross it off and put Jimmy.
Just get a Sharpie and cross off your name. Oh, okay. We're going to talk about his comment about the League Cup game when we talk about the League Cup.
Maybe when we do the penalty shootout,
Yeah,
it can be for the cup, which is actually my coffee mug.
Your coffee
It's
mug.
the
That's funny.
Winner gets the coffee mug.
Will had, I don't know if it was a shot at me per se.
Yeah.
Was he? Do you guys feel like he was attacking me? I felt slightly attacked.
That's a shotgun right there.
So Will's comment, and I quote, it says, "I will catch the replay." This is William quoting. He goes, quoting me. He says, because I said, "I will catch the replay. That's my new commitment to you," in regard to James's pick of the week. His comment, "Look, James, I believe in you, but the Vegas odds makers are betting heavily against you." Implying
Wow.
that I wasn't going to watch the replay.
Man.
Did you watch the replay?
No.
Maybe we'll. Okay, I was gonna say maybe we'll find out later.
I did not watch the replay because I watched that game.
All right, there we
I
go.
watched that game live this week. I watched the Newcastle Brentford game.
So wait. The Vegas odds makers were correct though. So Will was correct here.
No, they're betting against me.
Technically, he was
Watching the
correct.
replay.
Oh,
But he did not watch the
Will wins
replay.
this one.
True.
You watch.
Technically correct.
Technically
Hey,
correct.
that's why the chandeliers are big in Vegas, baby.
But yeah, no, I am gonna have fresh thoughts and opinions about that Brentford and Newcastle game. Apparently, Brad thought that chandelier comment was hilarious.
Chandeliers, they're really fancy out there.
All right.
I don't know how that relates, but you know what? Okay.
That's right. What do you think they make money? They make money from people being wrong.
All right, you guys are ridiculous. We're gonna move on. We're gonna start. So, I'm breaking the fourth wall, gentlemen. I know I have this rundown here set up a certain way. We're gonna go out of order in this next part. We're not gonna follow in order. All right,
no.
We're gonna do the Premier League last because the other topics I think are gonna be fast. But so quickly, we're gonna talk about the Champions League games that were played last Wednesday. So, the only Champions League games that hadn't been played last week when we recorded our podcast was the Atletico United tie and the Benfica Ajax tie. United beat Atletico 2-0. So they have a 2-0 aggregate lead in that series. And then Benfica and Ajax played to a 1-1 draw. So quick rundown where this leaves us.
Wait, what?
Death.
You have it wrong.
Death.
Oh,
Death.
Brad, you typed that in. So you set me up for failure.
I didn't change it.
Brad.
Dang, I killed you there.
Brad. Yeah.
I don't know why y'all let me do this.
2-0. Yeah, because I
watched
that Atletico game because Ferran Torres scored in like the early. Brad, I hate you.
James has at any time in the many times that I've helped you with the rundown, have I typed in a score wrong?
Never once, Sean.
I never fixed the scores. I never.
You never fixed the score. There were no scores.
I told you I wasn't getting. I told you I wasn't putting those scores in. You typed in those scores. No,
broken. We typed in those scores. Google Doc that we can all edit.
They see the notes.
He created.
No.
He made the bullet points, put the game, said it was on Wednesday, and put a score.
I only did EPL match week. I didn't touch FA Cup or UCL. You changed UCL.
Hey, Brad.
I did not. I had all 4 teams on the UCL. I didn't put any scores there.
Brad, I got a question for you.
You put the scores.
No, I didn't put the scores. I deleted.
Yes, you did.
No, stop. This is my turn to talk. I deleted the first 2 games that were on Tuesday that we were reviewing last week. The other 2 games already had scores on them. I didn't touch them. And Brad,
I didn't touch them.
Time out, Brad. I'm still talking. If
Donald,
I don't do this.
It's arguing like Donald.
Hold on.
DJT.
I pulled up the Champions League website. Now, if you look down in the looking forward section, Brad, in the UCL part, I put every single game. I'm about to talk about this next. I put every single tie in there, and I put the United score and the Ajax scores correctly in that section. So, question for you: why would I screw up the scores in the top part but not in the bottom part?
I don't know, James. Why did you?
I didn't do it. You did it, bro.
No, I'm pretty sure you did. We gotta go back and look through the records of Google Docs.
Listening, comment in the comment section about why Brad is skirting responsibility right in front of our eyes.
Brad's gonna lose editor privileges on this Google Docs.
You know what we forgot to do?
What did we forget to do?
We forgot to tell people to rate, subscribe, follow, and comment on this podcast.
Oh, man.
And when they don't do it,
they're going to be collaborating on a Google Doc with somebody and screw something up and try and blame the other person for it.
Yeah.
Yep, 100% of the time.
Oh
So
man.
please
Yeah.
rate-
If you don't rate, subscribe, 5-star, tell your mom about it, then what will happen is you will screw up the scores on an important Google Doc that is imperative for the rundown of the entire podcast and derail the entire podcast for
Man,
5 minutes.
guys, we were so worried about that beginning segment, and we just absolutely just like the wheels fell off the train here.
completely.
All
But
right.
we're back now. So,
So-
rate, subscribe, follow, so that doesn't happen again.
Maybe what I should do is I should just delete that whole section. I'll just cut it out. So I'm going to start with the Champions League game again. So okay, so like just pretend like I didn't say that last like 3 minutes. I'm just going to edit out. We're going to edit it out. Okay.
Wait, you're gonna edit things?
To Brad's credit, we are bouncing around and I don't even know where we are. So
I do. All right. Back on track. So, quick rundown of the round of 16 ties and where they stand right now in the Champions League. So, Liverpool and Inter. Next game's going to be played at Anfield. Liverpool have a 2-0 lead over Inter. Yeah, Brad, that's why you messed with that. I saw you messing with that. So, I don't know why you keep messing with things.
I didn't know why you did that.
I did it
I don't know.
intentionally.
I didn't know what you're doing.
All right. Brad is ridiculous. Bayern, Salzburg, game's going to be played in Munich, 1-1 aggregate. Madrid, PSG. PSG hold a 1-0 aggregate lead. Manchester City and Sporting City, of course, have already won that tie 5. They're up 5-0. United and Atletico Madrid. Next game's in Manchester, 1-1 on that tie. Ajax and Benfica, 2-2, apparently. Thanks, Brad. Yeah, Juventus and Villarreal 1-1. That series is knotted up, and the next game's going to be played in Turin. And then the next game in the Lille-Chelsea series will be played in France, and Chelsea currently hold a 2-0 lead in that tie. So honestly, the only tie that's done and dusted is the City Sporting. Like that's the only one that's dead. All the other ties can be turned around, or they're drawn right now. So. Like I wouldn't put my money on Inter to beat Liverpool or to beat Liverpool by 2 at Anfield, but it could happen. That's the
By
only
3.
no
away goals.
Yeah, so 2 go to extra time, win on penalties. It doesn't matter. I'm just
Okay.
yeah. So they only have to win the game by 2 in order to force extra time and force penalties. So yeah. All those will be interesting. We will stick Sean on the duty to watch the Manchester City game, and so he'll have a full match report for that match when it plays in a couple weeks.
Yep.
So yeah, that's all we got to talk about the Champions League. FA Cup. So the FA Cup round of 5. Is this round of 5 or 6? Might be round of 6.
5. Round 5.
Round 5. Okay.
Yeah. Quarterfinals is next.
Okay. And then it might be round 6. Anyway.
No, it's round 5. It's round 5.
Okay, you're probably right. So we had 3 games today, 3 games tomorrow. They were midweek games. So we had Preston, North End, and City. City win that game 2-0. Crystal Palace hosting Stoke. Crystal Palace win that game 2-1. Sean, Spurs were away to Middlesbrough today. Did you see this? Did you see this? Because Middlesbrough got that dub. They Middlesbrough knock out Tottenham Hotspur 1-0 in a thrilling match that went to extra time. Arsenal starlet Florian Balogun featured in that game. Apparently, I saw on Twitter that he gave Christian Romero the business in a play. It was a nice move. But yeah, so Middlesbrough, what's going on there, Sean? How you feeling?
we played today.
Yeah, there was a football game.
Yeah, but this is Spurs fandom right here.
Yeah, right?
That's it. That's all I got to say.
Hold on a second. You started just to put this in context, right? It wasn't like you guys
The
played the kids.
starting lineup.
You didn't
starting
play
lineup.
the kids. You played the starting lineup. You played against City.
Well, to be fair to Spurs, they only have like 17 or 18 first team players, so like they're just playing the first team at this point in all their matches.
There was zero rotation.
We don't have backups.
Yeah, that's my point, Sean. So like when
Yeah,
Arsenal,
that's what I'm telling him.
when
Wait a
Arsenal
second.
lost to
Oh,
Nottingham
I'm sorry. No,
Forest,
Emerson. There was one change. Emerson was on the bench for Doherty.
Yeah, but he came on.
Right. And Bentancur is out hurt. Those are the two changes. from
yeah,
that
well,
lineup.
this is just this is classic. Like so, Spurs are a counterattacking team. They do well when the team that they're playing against has the possession because they can be defensively solid and then break out on a counter and score. And I would imagine I did not watch this game, but I would imagine what happened was Middlesbrough gave Spurs the ball. And like Spurs just controlled most of the ball because that's the way. No,
Middlesbrough had more.
Middlesbrough had 51% possession. It was like
so it's
55%. No, it was 55% before extra time. Before I guess Tottenham tried to play a little bit. But yeah,
55-45 is even. It's very even.
To a club in the championship.
Yeah, I'm not here to.
30 more passes.
That's not that significant over the course of 120 minutes.
Is what Middlesbrough had was 30 more passes. Like,
yeah,
Spurs got to play their game plan. Spurs got to counter, or so it seems from stuff here.
That's not what the statistics that you're reading me tell me in my mind. Pull up the statistics on the City game and see how many more passes City had than Spurs, how much more possession City had than Spurs, and then you can see how that aligns better with absorbing pressure and breaking on the counterattack. We're not going to do that right now. But I don't know if that's I don't know if that's an embarrassing result for Spurs because Middlesbrough also knocked out Manchester United.
Well, let me stop you right there. You can't be embarrassed when you're already the joke of the league.
Okay, fair.
Like how much more of a joke can we be? So, I mean, it's just par for the course at this point. Listen, didn't I say today that I'm one more loss away from just turning this back into a Formula One podcast? Here we are, Lando Norris.
Yeah, that's true. And
we're not winning in Russia. He almost won in Russia last year if he would have just pitted for wet tires, but he didn't. This year, not happening. You don't get the Russia no more.
Nobody's pitting in Russia this year.
Nobody's pitting in Russia. Nobody's putting intermediates on in Russia.
But yeah, so that I mean that's the cup, right? That's the FA Cup. That is what it is.
Yeah, it's cup magic.
So the three games that involve well, yeah, because these are only games that involve Premier League teams.
Okay. Then Everton's not relegated yet.
Were they not?
They play on Thursday.
Oh, that's okay. That's why. So I got this information off the Premier League site, and it didn't. It only had Tuesday and Wednesday. So, Oops. My bad. I apologize to Everton. Who do Everton have? Anyway, you can say who Everton have in a minute because tomorrow on Wednesday, Luton Town host Chelsea, Southampton host West Ham, and Liverpool host Norwich on Wednesday. And then apparently on Thursday, Everton play who, Brad?
Boreham Wood.
Okay. 4th
in the National League.
Yeah. That's going to be a fun one. Is it game being played at Everton or is it where's that game being played?
At Everton.
Okay. What's the name of their
Goodison
stadium?
Park.
Goodison Park.
Goodison Park.
Okay. So yeah, that's the FA Cup. That's how it's shaking out right now. I love the cup. Definitely, it was an inopportune time for me to watch it today, but midweek FA Cup is weird. I like weekend FA Cup better. That's my jam. But yeah, so that's what's going on. Brad, how do you feel about this Luton Town Chelsea match tomorrow? You guys just played in the Cup final, in the Carabao Cup final, which is where we're going to talk about next. Played 120 minutes in that match. We're gonna see the academy players tomorrow.
I think we'll see some of them. I think 3 are training. I think there's gonna be a lot more rotation. Still a couple of injuries. Ziyech is still out. I think Aspi will miss this game. And I think Reece James misses this game or comes in as a sub. He played about 50 minutes more than Tuchel wanted him to, or The doctors wanted him to play.
Yeah, when did he come in? When did he come in during the?
It's like the 20th minute. SP went out hurt in the 20th minute, and he came in.
Oh, okay. Yeah, he was probably planned to come on at like the 60th minute for like the last 30 minutes. So he played.
Yeah.
He played 100 minutes of football.
Wait, hold on. No. He played 70 minutes of football, so he came in the second half. Sorry, math hurts my head. He came in.
When did Caesar get
Let me
hurt?
be clear. I'm getting into it now.
Okay.
Give me-
Other than that, while Brad's looking that up, the Southampton West Ham United game is shaping up to be very good in the FA Cup because Southampton are on a tear. They're playing really well. Liverpool Norwich is a throwaway game because Liverpool should smash Norwich. Everton Bournemouth, I'm going to leave that one up to the cup because we don't know anything could happen in that game. Brad, you got us with that Reece James thing.
57th minute.
Okay, came on the 57th minute and then played.
So he played 30 minutes. So he came on about when he was supposed to, but he played the extra
time. Yeah.
20 minutes. Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, no, I'm excited for the Southampton West Ham game, and then the not Premier League team, Nottingham Forest versus Huddersfield. Both of those games.
Is that on Thursday as well, or is that on Wednesday?
That one's on Monday.
It was on Monday.
No, it's going to be on Monday, the 7th.
Oh, weird.
Yeah.
I wonder why. I wonder why that's. Are they both? Are they both championship teams? Maybe this is.
Yeah.
Maybe this week has like a midweek change. Well, no, the FA Cup takes part. Anyway, it doesn't matter. Yeah, maybe they're just spreading it out for TV. But yeah, that's what we've got in the FA Cup. So we've hit the Champions League, we hit the FA Cup. The Carabao Cup was played this weekend. The League Cup final was on Sunday at 11:30 a.m. Chelsea were the home team. Liverpool were the visiting team. Played at Wembley Stadium. The game ended 0-0 in 90 minutes. Went to extra time. The game ended 0-0 through 120 minutes. But in the 118th minute, 119th minute, Thomas Tuchel makes the tactical substitution to bring Kepa Asperloraga, whatever his name is. They brought Kepa on. It's like Asperlaga, and I always butcher it when I think I'm going to say it. But they brought Kepa on in the 118th minute, the world's most expensive goalkeeper to save penalties, and the penalty shootout ended 11-10 in Liverpool's favor. Liverpool made all 11 of their penalties. That includes the goalkeeper. And when it was Kepa's turn to step up to the penalty spot to score his penalty, he sent the ball into section 409, row double X, and he skied it. That field goal might have been good from about 45 yards. I'm just saying.
He thought they said goal kick.
Yeah.
He took it just like a goal kick too. Like his whole swagger when he kicks the ball from there, same exact motion.
So I saw an interesting anecdote, for lack of a better word, that Kepa took the least amount of time before he shot the ball out of all of them, too. And that there is a correlation between the amount of the longer you take before a penalty. Apparently, the theory is that the more confident you are, and so you're calmer, and so you just take your time. Whereas if you're more nervous, you try and kick it as fast as possible to get it over with. And Kepa took the least amount of time to kick the ball. I personally think that the issue is that he hadn't kicked a ball. He kicked the ball one time in the entire game. He kicked one goal kick.
He's a goalie. I didn't expect a lot.
Bro, but there's something about receiving balls and passing them and
I didn't expect a lot. I hear you and I agree with you, but I didn't expect a lot from the goalies.
I don't know.
Gallagher's kick was awesome.
I think Mendy scores his shot. Because he's had the ball and he's been passing, he's been touching the ball, he's been kicking it.
He's also in the zone. That Mane save, oh my god, that's the greatest save I've ever seen.
Yeah, so I gave you guys the 10,000-foot overview of the game. I'm sure, Brad, you have some opinions on it. Jimmy had some opinions on it, so I'm going to give the people Jimmy's opinions real quicker. He said absolutely great. What you want to pop?
I just was a little taken aback that you guys just breezed over Virgil with the stare back after he buries it in the side net and Kepa goes the right way.
Yo,
Kepa got it right, and Virgil just buried it past him.
It wasn't a good penalty. Virgil van Dijk's penalty wasn't well placed. It was just very, very strong.
Yeah. It guessed the right way, went the right place, couldn't get to it, and Virgil stared him down.
Kepa went the right way like 3 or 4 times. He got his hand on one of them.
He did. He almost got, he got his hand on one.
He got his hand on one of them.
Which I think shows that Tuchel may have been onto something here. Like if he went the right way, if he got his hand to one, like I don't know what more you can ask
to save a penalty. That's what I'm asking. If you're brought on for the sole purpose of winning a penalty shootout, I'm going to ask you to save at least one penalty. That's my ask.
Okay. And he guessed right 4 times and got to one ball.
Didn't save a single penalty.
But I'm just saying. So just saying. Like I think it's look. I'm not either way. The call like we have the best 1-2 combination in the Premier League in terms of goalkeepers.
Disagree.
Leno is trash compared to Kepa on recent form.
Oh, it's because Leno hasn't played in 6 months, bro.
Leno started your guys. What did you guys start this year when he was in goal?
Brad, it's February. The season started in August. It's March. He hasn't played since like the first week in September. Brad, this is a very bad take because Leno.
What do you mean? If we're talking about this season, who's the better goalie?
Leno over Kepa? Leno?
I disagree. I 1,000% disagree.
Like,
and even if Leno's a little bit better than Kepa, how much better is Mendy than Ramsdale?
He's better than Ramsdale. How much I don't want to quantify because I'm not willing. I don't know if I could rate it. But Leno is not difference between a little bit better than Kepa. Leno is much better than Kepa.
I think the difference between Leno and Kepa is smaller than the difference between Mendy and Ramsdale. So even if I agree with you that Leno is better than Kepa, the combination of Mendy and Kepa is still better than Ramsdale and Leno. That's just so.
I don't know. I don't know if I can agree to that. Okay, so Jimmy's comment. Absolute great game. One of the best 0-0 matches you can have. Liverpool's back line disciplined, but vulnerable to counterattacks and long balls. The Matip disallowed goal in the second half and Lukaku's in extra time, in my opinion, are both goals. These are VAR technically getting calls correct, but I disagree with the interpretation. Specifically, either of those are either of those clear and obvious errors? No. I, of course, have a bigger beef with with Verge's offside on our goal. He basically is offside because he has longer legs than the Chelsea defender. If Sean and I can get together for our shootout, we can demonstrate why this was the wrong call. And his man of the match was hand down Rudiger, despite Mendy being amazing. I think Rudiger's performance was the best performance of a defender all season. Brad, what's your take on the game?
All right, so I did not see them. So I kind of disagree with Jimmy on the VAR because within its offsides, it's either it's correct or it's not. Right? Like either you're offsides or you're not. There's not a gray area for a clear and obvious error because it's yes or no.
Yeah.
So you are either wrong or you're right. I did not see the Matip.
Do you want me to set it up for you?
I did not see the offsides on that one.
I can explain it to you. So Van Dijk was offside, and he essentially impeded the Chelsea defender to come and defend the first ball. So the way it works, it's like a set piece from the side. It's not a corner kick, but it kind of comes in the same way. Ball comes in, Van Dijk kind of picks the Chelsea defender. Liverpool, I think it might be Sadio Mane, puts the ball back across the face of goal, and Matip scores. So Van Dijk is offside in the initial setup.
Yep. Okay. So I can't comment on that.
That's where it's an interpretation thing because the interpretation is, did Van Dijk impede the Chelsea player from an offside position?
Yep. Okay.
He did.
So like I said, I'm not going to comment on that one. Lukaku was on sides.
No, he wasn't.
Yes, he was.
No, he wasn't.
Yes, he was. His whole body was behind the defender.
His arm, his
His
shoulder,
arms.
his shoulder.
His shoulder was behind. His elbow might have been in front of the defender, but his shoulder was definitely behind. Either way, this was an awesome game, and it clearly could have been like 3-2 either way. And I don't think anybody has a complaint. Mendy had a great, amazing save on Mane. I almost lost my voice yelling about Thiago saving the ball from going in the net on a Salah's chip. Awesome game. Am I disappointed we lost? Yes, but the effort and the play was amazing. I'm not mad at Rudiger being man of the match because, like, homie, pay him the money. I'm gonna say it here. Pay him the money. I want Rudiger back.
It's frozen.
The money's frozen. Yeah. So I think if Chelsea fans need to be upset about anything, it's about Mason Mount missing that
Two sitters
opportunity. Oh, especially
two.
especially the one off the post. Like that one was really
yeah. But
One that Brad was talking about, but the Lukaku goal in extra time. Just maybe I don't think you can tell if he's on or off. It looked on to me, honestly. The goal in extra time. And it made me think in the same way that we are going to look back at American football and wonder why in 2022, to measure down and distance, we have 3 old guys holding sticks and chains. I think we're going to wonder, why can't we just have a camera that follows the last defender so we can look straight down the line? I don't understand.
It's expensive. It would be expensive to do it. And
Okay.
there would be situations where the camera is obstructed. So the idea would be like, what do you like? Put it in the air above it, or do you put it on the side?
What's it going to be? Just like a couple of million to a
sure. So you put
billionaires? What are we talking here?
Okay, so install it at Wembley, but then what happens when you get? You're still going to need to have the refs trained because you can't install that at Boreham Wood. You can't install that at Coventry City's
you can
ground.
put it in the Premier League.
Sure, but then what happens in the FA Cup? In cup games where it's not there and you get pissy because the linesmen aren't as good as they used to be. The VAR system, the way that they are doing it is fine in terms of like the math that they use to draw the lines, I think is fine. I think it's been tested in all the leagues. The problem might be, in my opinion, and this is my stance on VAR, is that, and I said this last year, I think that they need to add like the 10 millimeter grace zone, that if whatever they measure, if it's within 10 millimeters, that you go with what the linesman called. And the linesman called it as onside on the pitch.
Yeah, well, but there was a new system used. Yes, he did. Club World Cup used like 22 cameras on the top of the stadiums to determine player position points from 22 different angles, and that's how they were able to calculate it. And it was done like that. It was super fast. So I think there are different and better ways than 2 guys trying to draw a line on a picture that may or may not be dead on or not.
But the problem is, he
had the ball in the net twice too, and 2 times offsides. Like,
yeah, this
I
game
think they got Lukaku and Werner's jerseys mixed up.
This was the game. This was the game of offside disallowed goals. Like there were a handful of disallowed goals.
That's what I'm saying. This game could have been 3-2, 5-4. This like any number. There was so many chances. The game was it was such a great game of football for
I don't know
any neutral. Like I'm not upset that we lost in penalties. Like it was a really good game. That game's played 10 times. There's 10 different results. And that game's played the exact same way.
Yeah, I think that the Chelsea fans have some place to be aggrieved in a couple positions. I don't think VAR is any of them, or at least VAR offside. I think the other situation that they could be aggrieved about is the non-red card for Naby Keita.
6 stitches. So Angela was like 6 stitches and not a red card.
In defense of the call, both their feet are at the same level.
One hits pay dirt. We've already said intent doesn't matter.
I agree.
Result does.
I agree with that.
Result matters, not intent. So that's a red.
But
That's 100% a red.
then it has to be a red for Trev as well.
No, because the result was different. He didn't hit anybody.
It
It doesn't matter if you step and if you don't hit anybody.
No, high boot is a foul, right? So like
Dangerous conduct.
High boot is a foul. But how is his any less dangerous than Kate's?
Because it's
the
hit
same.
his leg.
It's the same
It's
exact
the result.
I understand that. So the result. So you right now you're measuring the result. So
Yes, that's how they've been determining it.
I agree
It's
with you.
dangerous play. Well, if you're not going to call high boot because they didn't call high boot, right? Because there was no foul on the play, right? Then it's dangerous conduct.
I don't know. I think that you would have to.
Has Xhaka been sent off for less?
Yeah. Yes, of course. I mean, our Arsenal players have been sent off for significantly less.
Has Chelsea players been sent off for less?
I don't know.
Yes.
I doubt it. I think if
Look
you
at
want
Anthony Taylor refereed game.
to talk about sending offs, I think Arsenal fans have the most ground.
Of course you do.
But anyway, I don't know. I think if you want to get upset about anything, those are the situations you can get upset about. I don't necessarily disagree with the call when I saw it because I didn't see that part live. I saw it on replay, and both of their feet are like their feet are in the same place. So I don't know. But that's the Carabao Cup. That's done and dusted for the season. Thank goodness we don't have to talk about the Mickey Mouse Cup anymore. We spent more time talking about the Mickey Mouse Cup than I wanted to. But alas, that's where we are. So let's talk about the Premier League. Let's also look at the Premier League table, guys, because that's what we like to do here. So in first position, as always, let me pull up my table because that's small to see. Manchester City, of course, are in first. Liverpool are in second. Chelsea are in third. Manchester United are in fourth. West Ham are still in fifth. Sixth is Arsenal. Seventh, Spurs are back up to seventh. Wolves are in eighth. Southampton are in ninth.
Woo!
Brighton and Hove are in 10th. Palace 11th. Leicester 12th. Villa are in 13th. Newcastle are up to 14th. Guys, did we think that Newcastle would be up to 14th anytime soon? Look at them to go. They are tearing up the table. Brentford are in 15th. Leeds are in 16th. And the news of the day for Leeds, they have sacked Bielsa as their manager after the results this weekend, and they have provisionally hired Jesse Marsh.
He's their official manager.
They're waiting for work permits, so it's like a.
Oh, okay.
He's got to get approved to work in England. That's not going to be a problem. But
he's American, so it shouldn't be that big of a deal.
All I heard when you said back up to seventh is, wow, we're 10 places above relegation.
So yeah, Leeds are in 16th. Everton are down to 17th. They should have at least one more point than they do right now. Burnley are up to 18th, but they've played almost all of their games in hand. Watford are in 19th, and Norwich City are in 20th. So a lot of the situations are unchanged from where we looked at it last week. City keeps pace at the top. The Champions League, the fight for the third and fourth positions still up in the air between Chelsea, Arsenal, United, West Ham. Spurs might have a shout at fourth, but it would require a lot. But yeah, that's kind of where we sit today for the. Can I go full screen there? There we go. Perfect. Yeah, but results of games that were played. So midweek, Burnley were hosting Spurs. I think we previewed this last week, and Sean was saying be prepared for a Burnley victory because Burnley beat Spurs 1-0. Watford were away to Crystal Palace. Watford were hosting Crystal Palace. Crystal Palace get a 4-1 victory. Liverpool were hosting Leeds. That game ended 6-0. And then Arsenal were hosting Wolves in the second time in like 3 weeks that those teams played. Arsenal get a come from behind victory 2-1 at the Emirates Stadium. That was a fantastic game to watch. 95th minute winner from Lacazette that turned into an own goal. Brilliant. So kicking off the weekend, though, Southampton were hosting Norwich. Southampton win 2-0. Leeds hosting Spurs. In Bielsa's last game in charge, Spurs beat Leeds 4-0. Brentford were hosting Newcastle. And James's pick of the week, loyal Red Card Radio listeners, I watched that game live. And let me tell you, I was disappointed because early red card against Brentford. It was the right call, absolutely stone cold red card. But that killed the game off. It was Newcastle just controlled it and won the game. They did what they were supposed to do. Newcastle get the victory 2-0. Christian Eriksen made his competitive return to football in that match, came on and played about half an hour or so. Sean's disappointed. Everyone else is very happy and excited because that is the happy news in the footballing world, that Christian Eriksen, like some 300 days on or something like that from his horrible incident at the Euro 2021, he is back playing competitive football, and that's great news. We're very happy to hear that. Brighton, we're hosting Aston Villa. Aston Villa get the 2-0 victory. Burnley and Palace play to a 1-1 draw. United hosting Watford. That game ends 0-0. Everton hosting City. That game ends 1-0 to Manchester City. We will talk about that one. Save your comment for a second, Brad, because I see the wheel spinning. West Ham, we're hosting Wolves. That game ends 1-0 to West Ham. And then finally played today, Burnley, we're hosting Leicester, and Leicester get the 2-0 victory. Lots of games. The biggest result of the weekend, in my opinion, was that Everton-Manchester City game. So City win the game 1-0, and they should have had a penalty against them in like the 90th minute or something like that. Rodri handles the ball. So the ball's coming back. Rodri's got he's facing his end line, and he sticks his arm out, and the ball clearly hits his bicep. He handles the ball in the box. Clearly, clear as day. Everyone who is watching, who has a brain, sees it, except for Chris Kavanagh, who was the VAR official. He clearly handles the ball in the box. It should be a penalty to Everton with like 3 or 4 minutes left to go. And VAR checked it, and honestly, there was no real clear communication from watching the game. When I think Arlo White and not Graham Lasso, but the other one, Lee Dixon. I think Lee Dixon was commenting. He was just like, I don't know what's going on. Clearly that's handball. So I don't know how it wasn't clearly communicated, because it was obviously handball. So City pick up 3 points there. That can't happen.
No, that's like, what is the point of VAR if they're not catching that?
Like, I don't understand.
Just remove VAR.
I don't understand how it's this bad. I really
is
don't.
Kavanaugh from Manchester?
Yes. Like I saw an interesting picture of like the distribution of where the Premier League match officials are from, and like 60% of them are from the greater Manchester area. Now, I'm not a conspiracy theorist. I don't want to throw that out there, but like, that's a terrible, what? I don't think that happens in any of the other big leagues. So why is it happening in England, the self-proclaimed best league in the world? How is it that the VAR is so dreadful?
Can we talk about how they actually apologize for this too? The FA that never, the referee organization that never apologizes for any bad calls they ever make, that they're perfect and everything. They actually apologize to Frank for this one. It's absurd. Is going on? It's crazy.
So I want a baseball situation. That game should have finished under protest, and we need to go back to the 91st minute, award Everton a penalty, let Everton take the penalty, and then replay the end of the game after the penalty, because that was a terrible miscarriage of. So the people who need to be upset about this, Liverpool clearly need to be upset about this, but Everton are in a relegation battle. If Everton get relegated by 1 or 2 points, I think that they have cause, and especially now that they've gotten the apology, they might be able to sue the crap out of someone. I don't know how this works, but if Everton get relegated, this would be a horrible situation. If they get relegated by 1 point or something like that, I would be very, very, very upset if I was an Everton fan.
Since you mentioned baseball, the baseball season, just like Tottenham's hopes, is gone.
Not quite gone.
They canceled the first 2 series. But
they're not playing. American listeners, listen to me. Look right into the camera.
Do you want me to full screen you again?
Yeah.
All right, hold on. All right, you're good.
MLB is not playing baseball till at least June.
Agreed.
Mark it.
All right.
Took my glass off for that.
He did.
Man, is that sheets of integrity worthy?
I don't know. They're not. I'm telling you, they might not even play a whole game this year. And I have already. I can't. I know we're going off on a tangent. I'll keep it quick. Baseball. I've said it on this podcast. Baseball was my first love. I played baseball for 13 years. I'm an avid fan. An avid fan. I have already reached apathy.
Wow.
I don't care if they play baseball again. I don't. I'm going to go to the Squirrels game, Richmond Flying Squirrels. I'm going to have a great time. I'm not driving to D.C. to pay $100 to sit in the nosebleeds and pay $32 for a beer and $17 for a hot dog. I'm not doing that.
Hey.
Going down here, I'm catching the game for $7 and I'm sitting on the dugout.
Yo, Nats dogs are on point. I'll have you know. They are the best hot dogs in MLB. And
out of 32, how many?
$10.
Out of the other 31, how many other dogs have you had?
One. I've been to Camden Yards and National Stadium.
So they have beat out exactly one other team.
Oh, no, that's not true. I've been to the Padres Stadium. I've been to the new Padres Stadium in San Diego. Have I been to any other baseball stadiums?
I've been to 3. One's not in commission anymore.
Which one?
Turner, the old Braves. Yeah, the old Braves. Yeah.
I went to the Brave Stadium.
You probably went to the
Brave Stadium. That's not Turner.
Turner, Nets. And
you haven't been to the new Brave Stadium because you didn't go to a baseball game last year.
Oh yeah. Sorry, then I went to Turner Field. Sorry.
Anyway,
in the stadium.
Brief synopsis. We're going off on story time again. The reason why the MLB owners are so brazen and don't care is because no one knows who they are. Name 5 owners. I dare you.
Lerner, Steinbrenner, John
Henry,
Turner.
Turner doesn't own them anymore.
Damn.
That's out, brother.
I think Magic Johnson's a part owner of the Dodgers.
That doesn't count. Part owners don't count.
I think he's like the face of the conglomerate.
No, he ain't. Yeah, he's the face because he's 10%. Because they want to hide behind the ambiguity, dude.
Patrick Mahomes. Patrick Mahomes is an owner.
Oh, LeBron.
Yeah, that's Kansas City's Magic Johnson. Here, Patrick, you just be the face, so when everything goes wrong and we lock out the players, people can hate you and not me. That's exactly what they're doing.
Guys, I'm gonna call out right now that Jimmy's gonna put like 15 baseball owners in the comments because this dude's just gonna know. He's just gonna know. But yeah,
dang, Jimmy, you gonna bring the heat?
He's gonna bring the heat, I guarantee it. We're gonna quickly look forward to match week 28. A full slate of Premier League games coming up this weekend. Starting on Saturday morning, Leicester hosting Leeds, Villa hosting Southampton, Burnley hosting Chelsea, Newcastle hosting Brighton, Norwich City hosting Brentford, Wolves hosting Palace, Liverpool hosting West Ham United. On Sunday, we've got Watford hosting Arsenal, and then the Manchester Derby, City hosting United. And then on Monday, we've got Spurs and Everton to round out the weekend. So Brad, I see your cursor on the Google Doc. You think that I'm going to pick Norwich and Brentford as
not me.
As my pick of the week.
Me.
Oh, that's you.
That's not me.
I didn't
you
know.
keep confusing me with Sean. My team wins trophies. His does not.
All right. So Sean's out here assuming that I'm going to pick Norwich versus Brentford as my pick of the week.
Oh yeah.
All right. I'm not ready to make that announcement yet. But
Leicester Leeds.
There's actually some really interesting games here this week. A lot of really good ones, I think. I think that the Liverpool West Ham game will be good because West Ham desperately need points. They desperately need points. Now Liverpool equally need to win because they don't have any room for error. So that game should be good. I would imagine, since I think West Ham's going to go for it. I think Liverpool's going to ultimately win that game by a lot. But that game has the potential to be really good. I think the Manchester Derby is going to be a joke. Like City's going to win by like 7, right?
I don't know. I'm interested.
Do you see any universe where Manchester United get a win in this game?
They might pull off the draw. I don't see them getting a win, but they might get the draw.
Okay. Do you think they're going to get a draw?
They haven't lost in 5 games, bro, in the league.
Do you think they're going to get a
not like they
0-0
have-
draw?
It's not like they have home field advantage.
They haven't lost since January 3rd in the Prem. So
Oh, game of the week.
Hold on.
Game of the week is. Hold on. Go ahead.
Who have they played though, Brad? You say they haven't lost since January 3rd. Who are those teams? Give me those teams.
Watford,
Are you talking about
Brighton.
City?
Burnley,
Okay,
Are you talking about Stanley?
No,
City?
we're talking about United.
Ham,
We're talking about United right now. So they haven't lost to. We'll start again. Watford, Burnley, West Ham,
Southampton, which is another team on a hot run of form.
keep going.
Aston Villa,
Well, you're
and
just naming the
Brentford.
bottom half of the team.
Brentford.
and
You
Brentford.
just named the entire. You named the entire bottom half of the team.
How many of those,
the-
Brad? How many of those were wins?
Hold on.
One
two,
or two
four.
wins.
Four.
They won.
Four.
They got
Four wins.
4 wins out of that.
4 wins, and they had 1, 2.
In the bottom half. All right.
3 draws.
Anyway, so the game of the
4
week
draws.
is clearly Spurs throwing the evacuation ladder out of the relegation zone to Everton.
I mean, Frank Lampard always does beat Spurs. You know what he calls White Hart Lane?
Oh, jeez. Stop, Brad. Literally,
3-point lane.
this game, literally every single time Brad talks about Spurs, he brings up this Frank Lampard comment. Literally
3 points
every
lane.
time.
Can't help nicknames.
All right. I need to pick a game.
Yes, you do.
James's pick of the week. I have waffled on
Probably
this.
Spurs Everton
I've
since
waffled.
they're
So-
equal on form.
So again, we're talking about like we're weighing the odds. Like dumpster fire game is like high priority, but also like equal like power parity. I think is important.
Then that's definitely Spurs Everton.
So the games that I'm looking at for pick of the week: Villa, Southampton, of course, Norwich and Brentford, Newcastle and Brighton. I think are in there, and Wolves Palace. Those are the 5 games that are intriguing to me. Now, Wolves Palace is not a relegation match. Villa Southampton is not a relegation match.
By the
So
way, Brighton are smashing Newcastle, by the way.
are they?
Smashing. 3-0.
Joel,
Put it on the sheet.
Joel, if you're still listening,
Smashing.
Joel,
Hey, Joe, that didn't come from me. Brad did not say
Hey,
that Newcastle was going to lose.
Newcastle are in 14th where I thought they'd finish. So
Wow.
I could I'm free of the shackles. I could start shitting on Newcastle again.
all right, I think Norwich City Brentford is the pick of the week. Though the Newcastle Brighton game, clearly we're gonna have to watch now because Sean is so
3-0.
confident. Wow, Sean. Okay, I'm writing this down right here. Sean's pick of the week. Can I click over here? Hello. All right.
Wow.
Pick of the week. I ain't watching the shit.
Wrong one.
You're in the wrong one.
3, and this is James's pick of the week. All right. So you heard it here first. Norwich City versus Brentford, James's pick of the week. If you can only watch one game this weekend, that is the game that I recommend to you.
If you could only watch one game, please watch it because James won't.
And send us your comments on it so that we can have something to talk about. But yeah, that's all we got for you guys tonight. That's what we got coming at you.
Wait,
Okay.
no, we don't. I promised the
course.
listeners an anniversary.
That's right.
I promised them that we had to celebrate an anniversary here.
Should
So
we
it has been.
Should we take any guesses on what this anniversary is?
Let's do it.
Sean.
You got any guesses?
I know what this anniversary is. Sean, do you know what this anniversary is?
Middle of let's see. The middle of April. Nah, I got nothing. What do you
You
got?
don't? All right. So this is the anniversary we are celebrating. It has been 14 years since Tottenham have last won a trophy.
Officially, the counter ticked over 14 years earlier this week. I was like late last week, perhaps.
Just yesterday.
No, I thought it was
14 years, 1 day, 4 hours, 40 minutes, and 59 seconds
that
right
makes
now.
sense because it was a League Cup. Okay. What's super interesting about this is that since Spurs were knocked out of the FA Cup, it's probably going to get to 15 years.
It is.
Like now, if they win the League Cup next year, the League Cup will probably be played before. You might be able to look this up, Brad. So what is it? You said it was February 28th is what it seems like was the last time they won a trophy. You could probably Google to see when the League Cup final is for next season. It's probably already scheduled. But
We'll check it.
That counter's probably going to get to 15 years, unless something drastic happens.
And what should we do for the 15-year anniversary, Sean? You got any statements on this one?
Drink. Just get drunk.
Everybody has a natty light. Okay, this time next year, we'll all have a natty light for Sean.
I'll drink to Spurs. Here's 14. Here's to hoping 14 more.
Here's to 14. And if I remember right, I don't even think Sean considers that a real trophy, because it would be the Mickey Mouse Cup of the League Cup.
Well, I don't call it that, but it's not a real trophy.
That was some high quality water there. Now, can I do the outro now?
Yes.
Okay.
Now we can get out of here.
So that's all we got for you guys tonight. As always, if you are still listening, we would really appreciate if you hit that subscribe button, hit that follow button, share this podcast with a friend, rate it 5 stars on Apple Podcasts, and leave us a comment. You wouldn't want to be mildly inconvenienced by working on a collaborative project and destroy it. You just get it, just butcher it and murder it, and then have the audacity to blame someone you're working with. You wouldn't want that to happen to you, so you better rate, review, and 5-star comment.
And subscribe.
And subscribe. Yeah. So as always, you can hit us up on Twitter. That lying person over there is at KSBradG. Down below the most honest person on the podcast, that's at Whiteheart_Sean. I'm at James Tiffany. I'm just like normal, like I'm not I'm lawful, neutral, whatever it is in the D&D. I'm the middle. Brad's chaotic evil. Sean's lawful good. And yeah, so that's all we got for you. We collectively are at redcard_radio. Hit us up on Twitter. Leave us some slander so that Sean can fight you on Twitter. He loves to do that. But until next week, we will see you guys next time. Have a good evening.